Hey familia, Miranda here, and welcome to another episode of First Viewing, where I share my thoughts and recommendations on films that I watched for the very first time. So I have quite the stack today. I've had a lot of fun watching these, so let's go ahead and see which ones I have to share with you. All right, so first up we have Barton Fink. And I actually really enjoyed this one. It was definitely a kind of different role for John Turturro. But yeah, it was a tad slow at times, but overall I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting. It held my attention. And I really liked his little weird friendship that he had going with John Goodman's character, which I actually really liked John Goodman. He was kind of funny in this one. And the twist in this, I actually did not really expect that. So yeah, but I thought that they both gave great performances in here, but especially, John Turturro, basically it's him having writer's block and stuff. And, if you've been a writer or even just in school, when you're trying to write your essay and you're just drawing a blank or whatever, it's kind of that feel, but there's a lot of other things that do happen, while he's trying to figure out, what to write. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So I would definitely give this one a watch if you're, into that kind of thing. But yeah, John Turturro, John Goodman, both the Johns were both great. Next up, we have Sleeping with the Enemy. I don't know why I'd never seen this, but, obviously Julia delivers a fantastic performance. And this is just a highly relatable film. I mean, obviously no woman should ever have to go through that, especially to the extent where you have to fake your death and go into hiding and stuff like that, change your identity kind of thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I mean, it's one of those things, you're going from a bad situation and moving on to, happiness and just kind of redoing your life kind of thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, so definitely check this one out. So next up I have Inside Llewyn Davis. I really enjoyed this one, you guys. Oscar Isaac, he just gives a great performance. I feel like he's a very underrated actor because you really don't hear him mentioned too much. And I've enjoyed everything that I've seen him in. But yeah, him as Llewyn Davis, I thought he was really great. I will say his character, yeah, he's kind of an ass. But the music in this definitely helps make the film, and even the setting and everything, it works really great, and this is just all around a really great film. Highly recommend this one. But yeah, Oscar Isaac was awesome and the music is just that much more amazing. Okay, we got Booksmart. I really freaking love this film, you guys. It was so funny. A super awesome coming of age film, highly relatable. And these two girls, you just gotta love their chemistry. It was just, they were so fun together. And yeah, I cannot stress enough how much I love this film, so highly recommend it. All right, so next we have Paws of Fury. I thought this was a super cute little film. Definitely, I think one of the better animated films from this year. It's just a fun little storyline. I mean, it was hilarious, you guys. There were so many just fun and hilarious parts in this film. And if you're into the whole kind of samurai sort of thing, I mean, in an animated flick, I thought it was pretty fun. So yeah, this is just a great, flick for the family and stuff. It's definitely a good time. You will definitely be laughing. So yeah, I do recommend this one. Next up, we have Infinite or Infinite, however you want to pronounce it. But yeah, you guys, this one I actually found kind of boring. It just wasn't exciting. There wasn't really any adrenaline or anything. Wasn't anything, new from Mark Wahlberg that we haven't seen before. If anything, I like the villain dude the best. For sure. I really enjoyed his performance and stuff. And yeah, so I don't really know much else to say on this film other than I did not like it. It was kind of slow at times. It was boring and it wasn't exciting, you guys. And so yeah, Mark Wahlberg's performance in this was just kind of bleh. So yeah, don't watch this one. Don't waste your money on this one. So next up is Bullet Train. This was one of those films that I was actually highly anticipating this year. I watched the trailer and it just looked so badass, but this film was a little underwhelming. Like, I didn't love it, but it was a okay watch. I kind of expected more from it, or maybe I just kind of set my expectations too high going in. There's definitely some fun characters. I think I really mostly liked what was his name? This one, Tangerine, right? Tangerine and Lemon, and then the Prince was played by Joey King. Absolutely love her. I mean, she was pretty fun. I mean, she's like, the one that plays the victim, the innocent little girl, but she's really a badass, kind of thing. So yeah, I just kind of expected more from this. Like I said, it was an all right watch. I mean, definitely at least check it out and see what you think of it. I mean, I sort of recommend it. But yeah, I just kind of went in with higher expectations for this one. And even Brad Pitt's performance in this was just kind of meh. Like, it wasn't that great. So, but yeah, Bullet Train, it was all right. I mean, it had its fun moments, it had its funny moments, and it had its, action-packed moments. But yeah, so Bullet Train, like I said, all right. Next up is Beast. Pretty solid performance from Idris Elba and even the two girls that play his daughters. I thought that they were really good. But yeah, this is actually a pretty easy, pretty simple watch, you guys. I mean, the premise of the story is definitely, like intriguing and whatnot. So yeah, but it's an easy watch, you guys. That's all I can really say about this. I mean, I would recommend it for sure, but know that it's not going to be anything like over the top, super exciting kind of thing. I mean, there's a bit of like adrenaline there, like about the lion and stuff like that. I thought the CGI was pretty good in this. I mean, it's like your typical dad trying to save his daughter kind of thing. They're stranded out in South Africa. They have nothing. They're trying to survive. There's this lion lurking around, just kind of circling them. And so, yeah. And I will say, though, the last lion attack just kind of seemed a little unrealistic to me, but it's a solid movie. Okay, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I liked it, but I didn't quite love it, you guys. It's has its fun moments, but it definitely has a lot of flaws to it. Some of the characters in this were just super like irritating. The girl's older boyfriend, I don't know, why are you throwing this old dude in with a bunch of these like 20 something year olds? He just kind of throws things off a little bit. But yeah, the film definitely keeps you guessing like who the killer is. It's kind of like a more modern, like younger version of Clue, sort of. But it definitely does keep you guessing. I mean, at one point I thought it was a certain person, and then it led me to believe it was another person, and then by the end I was back to the first person that I thought it was going to be. And the ending, you guys, like, what? It was just so dumb, you guys. But yeah, it has its dumb moments, but it's fun. But yeah, it has its dumb moments, and I don't know, just some of the characters are just really dumb and annoying and stuff. So, but if anything, what I think this film is kind of a look at today's society, like the younger society, and basically like the toxicity in friendships and relationships nowadays and stuff, because there's a lot going on. Lots of things come out to the open and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot happening in this film. So I like I said, I liked it, just didn't love it. But yeah, I'd say definitely at least give it a watch and see what you think about it. I know this has like a love-hate relationship with some people, so yeah, but I'd say I'm leaning more towards the people that enjoyed it side. So I didn't hate it. I know that. So got Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. All right, next up, the one with the long ass title, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. So yeah, I will say I enjoyed this one for sure. It definitely has its fun moments. You gotta love the bromance going on there between Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal's characters and stuff. But yeah, it's funny. It definitely has its comedic moments, and there's just a lot going on in this film, really. But I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites from this year. I feel like this was a little bit of an overhyped movie. But I did enjoy it, you guys. It does. It definitely has its moments. Nick Cage, awesome, as always. That shrine, you guys, was freaking amazing. But yeah, Not exactly one of my favorites from this year, but I do recommend this one. It's definitely a good time and stuff. So it's funny, and there's just a lot of things going on that just really make up this movie and just make it so much fun. Next up is this film called Pariah. This one is from the Criterion Collection, you guys. And I absolutely love this film, you guys. I just thought it was awesome. It was beautifully done, but it's definitely like a kind of hard topic at hand, because this girl right here, obviously she's lesbian, and she has to hide who she is from her family and stuff, especially like from her mom, because her mom's this like churchgoer and stuff like that, and yeah, she just doesn't approve, and so it's just a highly relatable film for many people in today's society, so geared more towards the LGBTQ community and stuff, and I just feel like so many people have been in that situation. And so I thought that it was really nicely done and whatnot. And the last 5 minutes of this film, you guys, honestly, I was bawling. But yeah, I just think that this is a really, really great film, very well done film, and highly recommend this one because it's real everyday, situation at hand. So yeah, definitely check this one out. Next up is The Glass House. So this one I actually really enjoyed. It's a decent thriller. I will say it was pretty predictable, but it was a fun little thriller. Her right here, Lily Sobieski, she was actually really, really great in this. She just gave a great performance, and yeah, this is just the whole like parents dying and their best friends taking the kids in and them not being the people that they thought they were. I just thought it unfolded nicely, the story, and it was just kind of like one thing after another after another. And so yeah, I do recommend this one, you guys. Like I said, it's a nice little thriller. Next up is this film called Splinter. I actually meant to pull this one for the last episode and forgot. This is an interesting take on like a parasitic kind of horror, if that's what you really want to call this. Yeah, it was interesting. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was like super great. I don't really see it having too much like rewatchability, but it was okay for what it is. I mean, definitely at least check it out. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. You don't really see parasites like that, and it's one of those films where it takes place just at the one location at the gas station and stuff. You got a little bit of like gore, but not really much. But yeah, it was okay. Last but not least, we have this film called Tigers Are Not Afraid. This one definitely hit close to home, you guys. It's definitely a hard topic at hand. So this does take place in Mexico, and it is in Spanish, but I think you can also watch it like in English and other languages or whatnot. But anywho, it is heartbreaking, you guys. I wouldn't even really consider this to be horror. I mean, yeah, you get a couple of like ghostly pop-ups and like creepy voices and stuff like that. But other than that, if anything, I would say honestly, the horror of this film is the brutal reality of it, and just everything that the kids have to go through, because I have seen this stuff like firsthand, and I know people who have gone through these situations and stuff, and I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. So that's why I say it hits close to home, just because I know that it's real, you guys. It's happening out there all the time, and it's just a sad, sad situation, for like any kid to be in. Not having parents living on the streets kind of thing, and just having to watch your back all the time because of like drug wars and cartels and everything else going on out there and whatnot. So it is a beautiful, beautiful film, you guys. It's so well done. I highly recommend that you watch in the special features the making of this film, because they really, really give you a kind of like nice like background and insight to kind of what the film is truly about and stuff. And so yeah, I watched it, and it was definitely kind of sad at moments and stuff. But I thought it was super well done for it being that this film is coming from the eyes of the children. And so it's definitely, like I said, it's a hard topic at hand. So they handled it very well with the kids. And so it wasn't anything that was like too over the top crazy for the kids. But yeah, I highly, highly recommend this one. But yeah, it's sad, you guys. So that is it for this week's episode of First Viewing. Let me know your guys' thoughts on some of these films. Did you like them? Did you not like them? And I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to join the family if you haven't. Bye.